What's up, YouTube? Y'all doing good? You good? You good? I'm good. You good? Okay, good. All right, so today I'm sharing my recipe with y'all for cinnamon rolls. Now, cinnamon rolls is probably about, it is about in the top 10 sweet things that I like to eat. And as much as I love them, I don't eat them too often because, you know, you eat one and then, you know, one turns into two. And then after that, you know, you've eaten half the pan and you have nothing to show for it. Now, if you watch my vlog channel, you probably know, you've probably seen me experimenting and, you know, trying to perfect my own recipe for cinnamon rolls. And I finally got it how I wanted to get it. And so now it's time for me to share it with the world. And like most of all of my other recipes, it's real easy and simple. I'm going to break it down for you. It is a little bit of work, but, you know, once you put them in your mouth, it's going to be all worth it. You know, you got to make it, let it rise again, and all the other kind of stuff. But I promise you it'll be really worth it. So I'm not even going to waste any more time talking about it. Let's go ahead and let's get into this recipe. Cinnabon doesn't have anything on my recipe. Okay, no, I'm just kidding now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Devin. Let's not do that, okay? But let's go ahead and let's get on into it. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to proof your yeast. Now, this is very, very important. If you mess this step up, you have to start all over again. Because if your yeast does not proof, your dough will not rise, and then you won't have puffy, fluffy cinnamon rolls. So do not mess this up. It's very important that your water is warm and not hot. If it's too hot, it's going to kill the yeast, and your dough won't rise. So in your water, you want to sprinkle in a little bit of sugar, and then you want to add in your yeast and give that a good stir and let it sit for about 5 minutes so that it becomes all foamy. If your yeast does not become foamy, that means it did not activate. And while your yeast is activating, you want to mix together your flour and your salt. I'm using bread flour today, but you can also use all-purpose flour. I've made it with all-purpose and bread flour, and I can say that it came out a little better with the bread flour, but if you don't have that, just use regular all-purpose flour. Now in your mixing bowl, you want to add your melted butter in half and half. Now if you don't have half and half, you can use regular milk. But if any of you watch my videos, you know I like to use either cream or half and half. And then you want to add in your oil and your sugar. And I know that sounds weird putting melted butter and oil in it, but it just helps with the overall texture of the cinnamon rolls. The butter is going to be for the flavor, and then the oil is just going to help make them a little bit softer. And then you add your eggs and a little bit of vanilla extract. And then stir all that together. And then you want to mix in your proof yeast and water mixture. Next, you want to start adding in your flour a little bit at a time. Now, once you see the recipe, you'll see that I said in the recipe that you need 4.5 to 5 cups of flour. And I did that because a lot of times when you're working with dough, you may need all of it or you may need only a little bit of it. So just add in the flour a little bit at a time and give it a good mix. And I'm actually just using a wooden spoon. You can also put this in a mixture with a dough attachment and whip it up that way, but I didn't find it necessary. And plus, you know, I need to work on the muscles anyway. If the dough gets a little too hard to stir with a spoon, you might want to turn it over into your work surface and then just knead in the rest of the flour. You want the dough to be a little sticky, but not too sticky to where it's sticking all over your hands. So you need to knead most of that flour in until you get a smooth ball. Next, you want to use a little bit of vegetable oil and grease the inside of a bowl, and then place your dough into that and cover it with plastic wrap. And you're going to let that sit in a warm spot for about 1 hour to an hour and a half to let the dough double in size. A lot of people, they put it in the microwave, and then some people, they put theirs in the oven with the oven light on. For me, that's what I do, and that's just the easiest place for me to put it. So once your dough has risen, you want to remove the plastic wrap and then just punch it down to release all the air in there. And then you just want to turn it over into your work area. Now here comes the part that I hate the most, and this is the part where you have to actually roll the dough out. And I hate this part because I can never get it into a perfect rectangular shape. And if you're like me and you didn't get the shape that you wanted, just use a pizza cutter to kind of make it look even all around the sides. Now you want to get started on your filling. All you have to do is mix together your brown sugar and your cinnamon, and make sure the brown sugar and cinnamon are mixed really well. Next, you want to take your softened butter and spread that all over the inside of the dough. And you want to leave about a 1/2 inch border on each side of the dough. And as you can see, my butter is slightly melted, but it's all good though, it'll still work out. And then you just want to sprinkle your filling all over the top of the dough. And make sure you smooth it out and get it into one even layer. Now, starting with the longest side, you just want to start rolling your dough up, and make sure you roll it really tight. The tighter you roll it, the more swirls you'll have in your cinnamon rolls. And then once you get close to the end of the roll, use a little bit of water and dab it on the dough, so that'll help seal the dough once you roll it up. And now you just want to start slicing up your rolls. What I like to do is I like to get as close as I can to the actual center of the cinnamon rolls and just leave a little indentation with my knife about the halfway mark. And then make about 1 inch indentation so you know where to cut in the dough with your knife. And now you just want to start cutting up your dough. And I'm gonna place mine into a 9 by 9 inch square cake pan. And you can also just put these in a 9 by 13 pan. If you're gonna cook all of them, that would work just perfect, but I only cooked a few of them, and I actually froze the rest of them. Now, as you can see, I only put 9 cinnamon rolls in the cake pan. I could have easily gotten 12 in there, but I don't like to stuff my cinnamon rolls too close together, because if you do, they won't have a lot of room to rise, and a lot of times they'll end up rising up instead of just rising outwards, if that makes sense. So once you've gotten your cinnamon rolls in there, you want to cover those up again with plastic wrap and put them back into the warm spot, which for me was in the oven with the oven light on. And you want to let those rise again for about a good 45 minutes to an hour. Once your dough has risen again, you want to remove the plastic wrap and place those into your preheated 350-degree oven and bake those for about 18 to 20 minutes or until golden brown. And while those are baking, you want to get started on your cream cheese frosting. So in your bowl, you want to mix together your softened butter and your cream cheese until those are thoroughly combined. And then you want to add in your vanilla extract and your powdered sugar and mix those up until they're all combined. And then you want to add about 2 to 4 tablespoons of half and half or milk, because you want it to be kind of runny but kind of thick at the same time. When your cinnamon rolls come out of the oven, you just want to slather on that cream cheese frosting. And just make sure it's evenly distributed all over each cinnamon roll. And then all you're left to do is just serve it up and get you some. Look, it's so soft and gooey and stuff. Look at the texture of it, y'all. It's really good. I really hope you enjoyed this recipe. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done it already. If you want the recipe, I have the link down to my blog in the description box. So all you have to do is just click it. It'll take you straight onto there. Also, go check out my second channel here on YouTube. I'll have a link down in the description for that as well. And thank you again for watching. And don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you on the next video.